It all comes down to this. 3 games to secure the Premier League title and 1 huge FA Cup final against Liverpool to complete a famous domestic cup double. Can Chelsea do it? Today is the day we find out. As ever, if you're enjoying the series so far though, please feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get into today's episode. So here we go, just 3 games remaining in the Premier League, and as you can see, we sit just 1 point off of top spot as we try and chase down Manchester United. We've got Middlesbrough away, we've got Aston Villa at home, and we've got Everton at home to finish off the Premier League campaign. And with my squad feeling pretty confident heading into the last few games of the season, with the likes of Nicholas Jackson, Christopher Nkunku and Moussa Diaby as well as Xavi Simons all starting to fire on all cylinders, despite the pressure being on my shoulders having failed to achieve our Champions League priority this season, and my status with the board at only 63 rated. At such a crucial time of the season, I'm feeling hopeful we can get the job done. And there is going to be no messing around today. It is time to get stuck straight into the action as we kick off game number 1 of 4 in today's episode. We are away at Middlesbrough, a Middlesbrough team fighting for their lives down in the relegation zone. This is one we are expected to win, and one we absolutely have to win. It is Chelsea against Middlesbrough, and it is for an absolutely massive 3 points. And of course, it is no surprise to see a return to my usual starting 11. Costa in goal, James, Tomori, Konate and Chilwell at the back, Caicedo and Fernandes in midfield, Diaby, Xavi Simons, Sancho all start behind Christopher Nkunku up front. Tomori goes out wide to an unmarked Reece James, who brings the ball nicely into the Middlesbrough half, and Enzo Fernandez finds a wonderful pocket of space, tried to go past the defender. Good early defending from the Middlesbrough players. Oh, that's a really nice pass into Jurinic on the left-hand side. He's got an option in the box here. Can he find him? Doesn't need him. Instead strikes. Good save from Diogo Costa inside the opening 10 minutes. Well, it's been a good start from the home team here, and they're going to look to try and take advantage of this start as they fire it into the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed away by Ben Chilwell, only out as far as Walamek, and now it's Jurinic who runs back into the box. He's unopposed, and what a strike from Sandoval, and just like that, Middlesbrough are the team who take the lead here at the Riverside. Well, we just seem to fall asleep at the back. What on earth were my defenders doing? No one applying any pressure, and it was just all too easy for the Middlesbrough attackers. Easy strike, easy goal, and just like that, we have got a mountain to climb already. It is 1-0 Middlesbrough. Nice pass into Colburn. Middlesbrough are really doing well here in front of their own fans. Keen to make a statement, but just as I say that, they go and give the ball away in a really dangerous position, and now Xavi Simons has got the pace to drive away. What a strike, what a save. I thought Xavi Simons was going to put us back on level terms here, but he was unable to take the opportunity. Sancho will fire it in though, looking for the smallest man on the pitch in Moussa Diaby. Doesn't find him, unsurprisingly, and now he picks up the ball again. Diaby plays it into Konate. Konate goes out wide to Chilwell. Chilwell across the box into Nkunku against the defender. It's fired away by the Middlesbrough defenders. Sandoval now to bring it forward for Middlesbrough. They've got 4 up here, and that's a beautiful pass right round the corner of Reece James. Jurinic now has options in the box. Can he find it? He fires it across. Diogo Costa with a diving save. My word, he needed to get there in the end, and he did. They still got it alive though. It's Walamark, well intercepted there by Ben Chilwell, and now we can try and hit them on the counter-attack. And Nkunku doesn't have too many options ahead of him though. Jadon Sancho will try and get it. He's almost challenged, but he manages to give the ball back to Ben Chilwell. He goes infield looking for Xavi Simons. Simons is looking for an option. He strikes, doesn't manage to find anyone. Enzo Fernandez though back into Reece James. He's turning, tussling, trying to get an option into Xavi Simons against the post. Oh my word, that was a huge opportunity for the Dutchman. But we've got 5 minutes remaining in this half. How on earth are we still going to potentially go in at 1-0 down? We have absolutely battered the goal of Middlesbrough. We've had a couple of really decent opportunities. Enzo Fernandez is going to have another chance to have another one. Instead, he blazes it against the defender. And that has pretty much been the story of the half so far for Chelsea. And now Middlesbrough, though, will try and hit us on the counter-attack. It's Colburn down the left-hand side. He's leaving Tomori for dead. He comes across to try and challenge. Doesn't manage to win it. Sandoval into the box, and he's hacked down by the defender, and just like that he gets a yellow card for his troubles, and Konate has just gone and given away a silly penalty. What on earth was he doing? Completely mistimed the challenge, and now Middlesbrough, right on the stroke of half-time, have the opportunity to double their lead here at the Riverside Stadium. What will they do? He's going to look to step up. I'm going to go to the left. It's not saved. It's a decent penalty in the end, and frustratingly for me, Middlesbrough take a 2-goal lead here. Look at the penalty now. I went down to the bottom left-hand corner, and he just lifted it above him. It was pretty poor in the end from Diogo Costa, much to my frustration. Middlesbrough lead 2-0. Well, we've got 45 minutes here to try and turn this game on its head. What an absolute shambles of 45 minutes that first half was. We've got to do better here. here. We've got to try and get ourselves back in this game. Reece James now down the right-hand side finds Moussa Diaby. He cuts back in, looking for Xavi Simons, finds Xavi Simons, and now Simons into the box. Simons to take on the opportunity. Oh my word, he still can't score. Well, the Dutchman has had 3 wonderful opportunities, none of which he's taken. And my word, when I need him to take the opportunities, he just hasn't at all. And Reece James gets the header all wrong. It's easy for the goalkeeper in the end. Penalty to try and bring the ball out of defence. Finds Enzo Fernandez. Looks like it's backs to the wall stuff here in this second half of Middlesbrough as they've got all players back here. But it's a wonderful pass from Diaby and he manages to find Jadon Sancho, who manages to find the back of the net to get us back in the game. Lovely play from the Frenchman just to take it round the defender, and that is a really nice ball. Sancho just dummied the defender, got round him, and he was cool and calm and composed to just slot it past the goalkeeper into the bottom left-hand corner, and he gets us a foot back in this game. It's 2-1. Reece James into Xavi Simons. He's come deep to try and get involved and collect the ball and see if he can do better than he has done so far in this game. As Sancho, the goal scorer, finds Enzo Fernandez. He finds Moussa Diaby. He tries to strike with his right. Instead, he blazes it against the defender. We do still have the ball. Ben Chilwell keeps it alive. He turns back into the path of Xavi Simons. He finds Caicedo. Caicedo into Sancho. Sancho to strike. This time, he goes against the defender and Enzo Fernandez sends it wide. Oyhan Sanset on as a substitute for the fortunate Xavi Simons, who's had the opportunity to get us in the game and he just hasn't taken it. And now he's been subbed off for his troubles. But Caicedo feeds a ball out wide to Ben Chilwell. He cuts inside, feeds it back to Caicedo. Really nicely done. Moussa Diaby shifts it onto his right, lines up a shot. Another good save from the goalkeeper. He has been an absolute wall at the back so far for Middlesbrough today. Out wide to Reece James. Only about 10 minutes remaining in this game here for us to try and find the breakthrough into Enzo Fernandez. He finds Nicholas Jackson on as a sub. He's twisting around. Cannot get away from the Middlesbrough defence. They hack it clear. Ben Chilwell now into Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez feeds in Moussa Diaby. He shifts it onto his left. Another big save. Well, we have absolutely peppered the goal of Middlesbrough today, and we just can't seem to break them down for a second time. It's fired in, headed away yet again from the Middlesbrough defence. Moussa Diaby will get there first. It's Caicedo who shifts it onto his right. Going to fire it all the way out wide to Reece James on the right-hand side. He's looking for an option inside. He finds Oyhan Sanset who strikes again. It's off the defender. It's just backs to the walls for Middlesbrough. Relentless attack after attack after attack from Chelsea. Sancho fires it in. This time looking for Tamori. Goes over the bar. Jones for Middlesbrough. He's being chased down by Sancho. Only a couple of minutes of stoppage time remaining here. We have to try and see if we can get hold of this game, get possession, and try and see if we can muster one last attack. But instead it's Middlesbrough look the more likely to score. Reece James now to bring it forward into Oyhan Sanset as the referee blows for full time. Well, it's a huge game and an utterly crushing defeat here. Nicholas Jackson looks down and shakes his head. He cannot quite believe it. Neither can I. We absolutely battered that Middlesbrough goal in the second half, but the mistakes of the first half came back to bite us. And in an unbelievable turn of events, Middlesbrough win at full time, 2-1. Well, you can see the disappointment on my face. I know that was a big loss at the worst possible time. Unfortunately, we were just let down by the same mistakes, but we can only look at ourselves. We've got to learn the lessons and we've got to make sure that we come back stronger for our final 2 games of the season. And with that result knocking us down to 3rd place in the Premier League table, with Manchester City leapfrogging us into 2nd, there is some light at the end of the tunnel, as having played Brentford away from home, United could only secure a point. And that means they are now only 2 points ahead of us with 2 games remaining. It is still anyone's to play for. And so with that in mind, we are getting stuck straight back into the action here as we return to Stamford Bridge in what is going to be an incredibly difficult tie against an Aston Villa side who are looking very dangerous in the Premier League, both in this career mode and in real life as well. It is do or die for us today. Go big or go home. We absolutely must win this game. Our entire Premier League title hopes depend on it. If we don't, then it's bye-bye the Premier League title. Due to a bit of fatigue creeping into the camp, I have had to make a couple of enforced changes. Costa does keep his place in goal, as does Reece James and Tamori at the back, but Fofana and Maatsen return to the starting 11. Caicedo is partnered by Enzo Fernandez in midfield. Diaby keeps his place, but Oyhan Sanset comes in for a Xavi Simons who didn't play particularly well in our last game, and Mudryk comes in on the left-hand side in place of Sancho. Christopher Nkunku does in fact keep his place as he starts up front. Reece James to try and bring this one into the centre of the park. He's looking for options, but Aston Villa playing with a low block. and we're finding it difficult to try and break through the lines here as Moussa Diaby with a lovely turn, and he feeds in Oyhan Sanset. Sanset tried to go into the box, good defending. Ollie Watkins to try and bring it away from Tamor. He's done a really good job, and he feeds in Terramin. He feeds in Sinistera down the left-hand side, and look at the space, but he's offside. Into Oyhan Sanset. Nice pass around the corner into Enzo Fernandez, who's picked up a lovely little pocket of space. He finds Diaby back out wide to Reece James. Cuts it back into Diaby. He's going to try and surely shift it onto his left against his former club. Instead, he puts it on his right and fires it straight at Martinez. Good save in the end from the Argentinian to Moussa Diaby. Diaby turns, going to feed in Reece James again. He goes inside, gives it away though really cheaply. That was a wonderful opportunity for us to try and see if we can get back into the Aston Villa penalty area. But instead we've managed to win the ball back in our own half. And now Enzo Fernandez to bring it forward into Moussa Diaby. He's going to try and feed in Nkunku as he stayed on side. No, he hasn't. Mudryk into Oyhan Sanset. Oyhan Sanset to bring it forward. Really nice stuff here from the Spaniard. And he feeds in Christopher Nkunku again's offside. Pau Torres. Lovely ball cut through the lines into White on the right hand side. He feeds in Ollie Watkins. And Ollie Watkins with a wonderful ball to Sinistera out wide on the left hand side. He's managed to creep past Reece James. Cuts it back inside for Watkins, who buries it into the bottom right hand corner. Well, what is happening when the pressure is on us? We look like we are absolutely crumbling. A lovely piece of play from Aston Villa, and well, there was a lot of hard work still to be done by Ollie Watkins. He had to rotate his entire body to get round the ball, but he managed to do it. Unai Emery's delighted. It is 1-0 Aston Villa. Reece James into Moussa Diaby. We have to try and strike back as quickly as possible here. And Nkunku is going to try and feed in Oyhan Sanset. Try to get it onto his left. Good defending from his Spaniard compatriot, Pau Torres. White trying to get away from Ian Maatsen. Does a really good job of doing so. Feeds a nice ball into the goal scorer Watkins. He goes out wide to McGinn. Lovely play there from Caicedo to put a challenge in. Now Ian Maatsen has it. Goes inside. Gets intercepted. Aston Villa certainly have been the better of the two teams so far defensively. And now Terami, though, has an opportunity to hit us on the counter-attack. He's going to try and go past Fofana. Good defending again, though. We've got to try and see if we can bring this ball forward. But Ian Maatsen under a bit of pressure. Almost lost it inside his own penalty area. Instead, though, he can now try and release Reece James. He will try and burst down this right-hand side. He's got the pace to go past Diego Carlos, and now he drives into the penalty area. I'm going to try and look for the cutback here into Nkunku. He shifts it in, and it's Mudryk into an empty net to get us back on level terms here at Stamford Bridge. What a goal for the Ukrainian, and what a time to score right on the stroke of half-time. Well, my word, what a counter-attack. Fabulous work from the Englishman down the right-hand side, and lovely calmness and composure for Christopher Nkunku. Instead of smashing it against the goalkeeper, he picked his spot and laid it on a plate for Mudryk, who just did the job of passing it into the back of the net, and he gets us back on level terms. Well, we battered Middlesbrough for the second half in our last game. We've got to hope to do the same here at Stamford Bridge against Aston Villa, but hope that we can go one better and actually put the ball in the back of the net more than once, as Mudryk now tries to bring the ball forward, cuts inside, looks for Moussa Diaby, looking for the overlap of Reece James. Lovely done here. Reece James back into the box, cuts it back in for Diaby off the defender corner. Well, we start as we mean to go on here. We've got a corner that Mudryk is going to take, and I'm going to fire it into the penalty spot. It's into Oyhan Sanset. What a save. Well, is this going to be a carbon copy of that game against Middlesbrough? Already we are peppering the Aston Villa goal just 5 minutes into this half, but we can't seem to break it down. Diaby feeds it back into Enzo Fernandez, who strikes. Oh my word, it's absolutely sensational. What an unbelievable volley to bring us back into the lead here at Stamford Bridge. He gave his Argentinian teammate absolutely no chance on the volley with his weaker foot. My word, what a strike. Absolutely buried it into the top right-hand corner. That is a way to bring us into the lead here at Stamford Bridge. It's 2-1. Aston Villa have got a free kick here in a dangerous position. They're going to look to try and strike back immediately and get themselves back on level terms. It's fired into the box. Caicedo heads it clear, though. Only out as far as Christopher Nkunku. Now Oyhan Sanset gives the ball away. That was our opportunity to try and counter-attack. But now Mudryk's won it well. And now he releases Nkunku, who releases Diaby. And against his former club, he will try and drive into the penalty area. He tries to shift it onto his right. Doesn't do a good enough job, and in the end, Aston Villa cover it off. Good defending. Aston Villa have another free kick, and it's another one. It looks like they're going to try and throw into the box. They do just that. It is thrown in. This time it's Alex Moreno who wins it, and he tries to drive in. Enzo Fernandez with a wonderful challenge to hold it up, though, and he blazes it over the bar. Caicedo. Lovely pass over the top to the substitute Malo Gusto, and he releases Diaby, who plays it back into Malo Gusto. Lovely stuff here. Gusto to check back inside, and Nkunku. What a challenge in the dying seconds there. He was sure to put that one in the back of the net, and that could mean a huge amount for Aston Villa in the rest of this game to play. Ian Maatsen. Lovely pass into Mudryk. Mudryk goes in field, looks for the goal scorer Enzo Fernandez. Lovely little flick round the corner. I was looking for Christopher Nkunku, who's managed to bundle his way into the box, and this time he does manage to stick the ball in the back of the net. Well, he got very fortunate, did the Frenchman, but he won't care. He celebrates in front front of the cameras. He's absolutely delighted to get himself back on the score sheet, as are those Chelsea fans. Well, he just managed to do the hard work. He muscled past all the defenders. He got a bit of luck with the way the ball fell, but when he did have that much time and space, this time he made sure he buried it, gave the keeper no chance. To my delight, it's 3-1. Mudryk, he does a really nice job getting away from the Aston Villa press here, and he releases the Spaniard Oyhan Sanset to try and burst down this left-hand side. Doesn't really have too many options, so instead goes inside himself, and now he switches it onto his right. Good block, corner. Going to be Xavi Simons on as a substitute to take the resulting corner, and we've got an opportunity to put this game to bed once and for all. It's a good ball in for Fana over the bar. Enzo Fernandez to bring it forward now. The Aston Villa heads have slightly dropped, and perhaps fatigue is creeping into their legs here as defensively they're starting to open up here. It's now a wonderful pass into the path of Malo Gusto. He's looking for an option. Cuts it back to Enzo Fernandez into Caicedo. I'm going to try and feed this one all the way out wide to Ian Matson. Lovely ball. He's going to check back inside again, looking for Caicedo. We're just looking for the gaps here. Enzo Fernandez now out wide to Malo Gusto. Going to try and feed this one across. He does manage to keep it in play. Good ball in. There was just no one there in the right spot, and Aston Villa can clear their lines as the referee blows for full time. Well, after a tricky start here, and after a tricky first 45 minutes, we get the job done in the end. A massive 3 points as we showed massive character to get the win after starting the game from behind. That man, Christopher Nkunku, was sensational as his goal helped us beat Aston Villa at Stamford Bridge 3-1. The plaudits must go to this man though. When we were knocking on that Aston Villa door and they just would not open it at 1-1, we just could not find a way through, and this man, the Argentinian sensation Enzo Fernandez, popped up with a stunning volley from the edge of the box to get us into the lead, and once we were in the lead, we never looked back. He's had a brilliant season so far with 6 goals and 3 assists, and my word, that goal may well have huge ramifications to our title fight this season. And that certainly is the case, because after losing 1-0 to Liverpool at Old Trafford, Manchester United have slipped to second place in the table. We have risen to first with that win. We are on 80 points. We are 1 point clear of United, and now it is in our hands with just 1 game remaining to win the Premier League title. And as I greet the media, as I try to rally the troops ahead of what is going to be our biggest game in years at Chelsea, I am confident now is the time that we're ready to step up and we're ready to secure that Premier League title. And so as we return to Stamford Bridge, this is our chance, this is our moment to do what all of our fans will be dreaming of and secure that Premier League title once again. But with Everton being the visitors here today, they will be desperate for their own 3 points, and they will be in no mood to hand over the Premier League title to us. And despite a little bit of fatigue creeping into the squad, the biggest game of the season demands that I play my biggest players, and that is why there is a return to my usual starting 11. Costa in goal, Reece James, Tomori, Konate and Chilwell at the back, Caicedo and Fernandez in midfield, Diaby, Xavi Simons and Sancho, Starbar and Christopher Nkunku up front. So here we go then, we have 90 minutes to change the course of history here, and for Chelsea Football Club to once again be crowned Premier League champions for the first time in almost a decade. Mr Diaby now to try and bring it into the Everton half. He releases Christopher Nkunku, and Nkunku's going to look for the overlap here. That's a wonderful ball into the path of Reece James. He's just dummied the defender here. Reece James into Jadon and Sancho. He tried to feed in Mr Diaby, couldn't, and it was a good piece of defending in the end from Everton. Now Bacharina will try and starch down this right hand side. Instead he goes inside to Salai. Lovely turn around the defender. Beto into the box. Oh, it's a beautiful finish. And McNeil was laid on a plate and he just smashed it into an empty net. And within the first 10 minutes, we're about to begin to crumble in front of our own fans. Beto with a lovely calm finish, and in the end the goalkeeper did just about manage to get his foot to it, but it wasn't enough. It fell to an unmarked McNeil and he was not going to miss from there. Inside 10 minutes we're down 1-0 already. Well, we came from 1-0 down against Aston Villa. We're going to have to do exactly the same thing here today. The biggest moments call for the biggest performances, and we've now got just under 80 minutes to try and answer the call. Reece James into Nkunku. He's come deep. Nkunku releases Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez into Xavi Simons. He strikes straight against the goalkeeper, but it's much better from Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez again. Everything good has come through that man so far today. Nkunku, though, gets it onto his left, feeds it into Xavi Simons, who strikes against the defender. Dorsch for Everton. He's trying to look for some sort of attackers in front of him. He finds Garner, but Tomori with a thumping challenge wins the ball back, and in the end, Enzo Fernandez gives it away. Garner has it, but Enzo Fernandez wins it back. Brilliant play from the central midfielder. Sancho now into Xavi Simons. He's going to try and burst forward. I'm looking for some sort of option. I can't find any option. Instead, I'm just going to try and take it by myself and bring it all the way out wide to the right-hand side. Cuts back inside for Moussa Diaby. He's going to try and shape up a shot onto his left ear. He does. He strikes. What a goal. What a strike. It's absolutely brilliant from the Frenchman. And that is exactly what Chelsea needed inside the first half an hour to get ourselves back on level terms. Well, I thought the momentum was gone when Xavi Simons had to drift all the way out wide to the byline, but he cut it back in for Moussa Diaby, and my word, it wasn't even into the corner. Absolutely horrendous goalkeeping from Jordan Pickford. He will not want to see that one again. What was he doing? He completely flapped at it, but I don't care. Neither does Moussa Diaby. We are back on level terms. It's 1-1 here at Stamford Bridge. Ben Chilwell, almost all of our players are inside the Everton half here. It is backs to the wall stuff from the team from Liverpool as Jadon Sancho now whips in a good strike. And it's a big save from Jordan Pickford to make up for what was a horrendous mistake earlier. Diaby will take the resulting corner and he's going to try and fire it into the edge of the penalty area. And it's Pickford with another big save. It's Sancho, though, this time who's going to take it on the other side of the pitch. He fires it in again, looking for Reece James yet again. He doesn't manage to get his head on it this time, though. It's out as far as Enzo Fernandez. He's going to look to try and line up a strike as he did against Aston Villa. This time it's straight at the goalkeeper. Looks for Jadon Sancho. He's going to try and look for the overlapping run of Ben Chilwell. Can he try and feed a ball into the box? No, he can't, so he finds Jadon Sancho again. Enzo Fernandez shifts it onto his right, strikes from distance, straight against the defender. Well, we've got 45 minutes here. It is 1-1. There is no question. We absolutely have to score. I've got no idea what's going on in the other game with Manchester United. All I know is that if we win, we will be Premier League champions. But if we draw, it is a complete lottery. We have to go and get a goal, and we have to do it fast. Xavi Simons now has it. Feeds it across to Jadon Sancho. Sorry, he tried to strike. Got it all wrong, just as I did on commentary. And in the end, Everton can get it clear into Moussa Diaby, who's come deep. Finds the overlapping run of Reece James. He cuts inside, looks for Enzo Fernandez. Nicely done. And it's into Christopher Nkunku, who turns the defender really well. Drives into the box. He's cut off, though, by the Everton defence. Really nicely done. Diaby, though, has it again. He's going to try and look to get it onto his left, as he did earlier on in the first half. But he doesn't manage to. Instead, feeds Ben Chilwell. Turns really nicely. Going to try and look for a ball in. He does. Good defending again from Everton. We can't quite break them down inside the opening 15 minutes of the second half. Salah for Everton into Bachirina in field now. He's going to try and look for an option ahead of him. Does find Garner. Garner into Beto. Beto's going to surely go out wide. He does to Salah. And this is really nicely stuff here. And Ben Chilwell with a great challenge, though. We have to try and hit them on the counter-attack. Xavi Simons out wide to Moussa Diaby. He's got options on the right-hand side. Can he find them? No, he can't. It's a really poor pass. Now Everton can go, but it's Caicedo with a brilliant challenge. And now he can feed Jadon Sancho down the left-hand side. And Jadon Sancho surely into Christopher Nkunku. It's off the bar. Everton have a free kick here just inside our half. All of their players forward. Less than 20 minutes on the clock here for us to try and see if we can get the winner. So far, it has not been enough, though. Caicedo now has it. He's going to try and see if he can feed out a ball to Ben Chilwell. Really nicely done. Chilwell to bring it forward. Finds Jadon Sancho. Can't get past the defender. And Everton now can try and hit us on the counter-attack with Beto. What on earth is my defence doing? They've fallen asleep. Beto into the box here. Beto to strike. Beto to put Everton 2-1 up. Well, miscommunication between Konate and Tomori, and that man Beto has been an absolute menace. Diogo Costa couldn't get out quick enough, and he just had the pace and power to get away from my two centre-backs. He fired a ball past the Portuguese goalkeeper, and has that put an end to our title fight this season? Well, we've absolutely battered the Everton goal all half, and we just haven't been able to find the breakthrough. And in unlikely circumstances, they have managed to get the goal that they needed. And now the pressure is on us to try and see if we can get one back. And Jadon Sancho, though, just as I say, that goes and gives the ball away. Beto tries to go past Tomori. This time he's wise to it, but this time might be too late. Instead, Madueke on as a substitute. Feeds Malo Gusto also on as a substitute. He cuts inside looking for Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez tries to shift it onto his right. Good defending again from Everton. Just 5 minutes remaining on the clock here. And of the two teams, it's now Everton who are pressing forward. But Malo Gusto wins it back. We have to try and see if we can get at least one goal here. We have to at least get a draw and just hope that Manchester United haven't done well in their other game. Jadon Sancho now to bring it forward. He's got an option on the left-hand side. He's challenged. It's going to go off for a throw. Well, it's stoppage time here. We are deep into stoppage time and we just don't look like scoring. Caicedo, though, feeds in Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell cuts it back inside for Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho with his right. Jadon Sancho scores. And look at the celebration. It goes absolutely wild here at Stamford Bridge. He knows that could be an absolutely massive goal here and could potentially win Chelsea the title. Look at the fans. They've gone absolutely ballistic. It was a brilliant piece of build-up play. Ben Chilwell into Jadon Sancho. He could have passed it. He was selfish, but he will not care, and I don't care. He has got us back on level terms at Stamford Bridge. It is 2-2, and my word, what a game we have on our hands here. Well, look at this. The referee blows the whistle for full time. Well, Diogo Costa looks despondent. Does he know something that I don't? The Chelsea players are walking off the pitch. Perhaps they don't know what the score is at Manchester yet. The fans are looking nervous, and rightly so. Full time here, it's 2-2. But was it enough to secure the Premier League title? But unfortunately, after Manchester United managed to claw out a 1-0 win against West Ham at Old Trafford, we are dropped down to second place with 81 points. And Manchester United are crowned the Premier League champions, finishing just a point ahead of us. Oh my word, we are absolutely devastated. Well, look at Reece James's face. Morale in the entire squad is at rock bottom. It's another priority from the board that I failed, and my position is hanging by a thread. 17 goals for Nicholas Jackson means that he ends this season as my top goal scorer, with Christopher Nkunku, after a bit of a shaky season all round, it has to be said, finishing in second place with 16. Moussa Diaby manages to get into double figures, as does Jadon Sancho, and Xavi Simons, to his credit, whilst he did have a bit of a shaky last few games, managed to get 10 goals and 6 assists, having just joined us in January. What a fabulous 6 months it's been for the Dutchman. And so, after heartbreak in the Premier League, heartbreak in the Champions League, it all comes down to this, our final game of the season, and what a game it is shaping up to be. It is the FA Cup final at Wembley against English giants Liverpool, and this is our last opportunity of silverware this season, and perhaps if we don't win it, may well be my last game in charge of Chelsea Football Club. There is only one change to my usual starting 11, and that is Fofana coming in to the back to partner Tomori. After a shaky performance against Everton in our last game, Konate drops to the bench, and we've just got to hope that defensively and going forward, we're much better today. Into Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones with a lovely ball round the corner into the path of Mo Salah, and that's the man you do not want to have the ball there. But Ben Chilwell with a brilliant piece of defending. Now Jadon Sancho can lay it back off to him, and he now bursts forward here. Looks for Xavi Simons. Simons going to try to feed in Christopher Nkunku. It's a wonderful run, and Christopher Nkunku, what a save. Well, that was a massive opportunity for us to go 1-0 up here at the start of this first half. And it's a big opportunity missed, and that has pretty much been the story of our performances so far in this episode. We've had so many opportunities, and we just haven't been able to take advantage of them, but this time it's thrown back in. We can't get a head on it, and it's cleared away by Liverpool. Diogo Jota now to try and run against my defence, and where on earth is my defence? Tomori's nowhere to be seen. Oh my word, it's absolutely brilliant, and how has Diogo Costa missed? He just tried to dink it over the goalkeeper, and he hit the bar, and that is a massive let-off for us, but it's been a real problem as Upamecano heads it and blazes it over the bar. Ben Chilwell will take the throw, and he throws it into Caicedo, who's done a really good job of just skipping away from a challenge of the Liverpool midfield. Reece James, there's a really awkward takedown of that ball, and he ends up losing it. What on earth was he doing? As Adrian Truffert brings it away down this left-hand side. He's tussling with Enzo Fernandez, feeds it into Jota, looking to try and see if he can fashion a chance. Instead, blazes it against Tomori, and now we can try and break with Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons now, has he got many options? No, he doesn't, and in the end loses it. That Liverpool press proving difficult to break down here, but Ben Chilwell, again, one-on-one with Mo Salah, does a really good job, and it's going to be a ding-dong battle between the two of them all game. I can sense that. Christopher Nkunku now in his own battle to bring the ball forward. Enzo Fernandez, oh, that was not the ball I wanted, but Jadon Sancho into Ben Chilwell to keep the ball alive, and this time he fires it against the goalkeeper, and in the end Liverpool clear the ball away, but that was not the ball I wanted to play, and that is another big opportunity for us, and another big chance that goes begging as now Mo Salah to go down this right hand side. He's got the better of Ben Chilwell this time. He drives into the box. Is he going to try and cut it back? He is, and it's a big save from Diogo Costa. My word, this is end-to-end stuff here at Wembley. I'm struggling to keep my breath here. It's fired in from Mo Salah into the box. Ginter tries to win it, and Diogo Costa with a huge save as Caicedo brings it out. My word, we are living life on the edge here, but now Moussa Diaby can try and bring it down this right hand side. He's got space to run into here. He's driving down. He's being chased down by the centre-back who's got the pace to keep up with him. Instead he brings it infield looking for Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons turns. Can he find a ball out wide to Ben Chilwell? Yes he can. Chilwell to fire it into the back post. Diaby. Oh, he just puts it wide. Christopher Nkunku now to drive down the right hand side. This is just unbelievable stuff here. Xavi Simons switches it onto his left. The keeper with another big save. Going to be a corner that Moussa Diaby is going to take. He fires it into the penalty spot looking for Enzo Fernandez. It falls to Tomori. Chelsea. He just can't get it under control, and Kelleher is out quickly, and he dives on the loose ball as the referee blows for half-time. Well, again, it comes down to the second half, and it comes down to hopefully what will be a big 45 minutes here, this time at Wembley, as Ben Chilwell picks it up on the left-hand side and feeds in an unmarked Jadon Sancho, and he can now burst down the left-hand side. He's going to try and go past the defender, hasn't got any options, instead puts it to the back post, looking for Diaby! What a header! What a goal! Well, the unlikely man, one of the smallest men on the pitch, is the man that manages to rise highest at the back post, get ahead of the left back, and nod us into a 1-0 lead here at Wembley. Well, I don't know what the Liverpool defence was doing. They fell asleep at the start of the second half, but I don't care. It's Jadon Sancho with a wonderful ball, and that is an even better header. Just looped it over the goalkeeper, gave him no chance. Absolutely brilliant. The defender had fallen asleep. That is a fabulous header. And it is 1-0 Chelsea here in the FA Cup final into Luis Diaz. Oh, lovely touch to get away from my defenders. And now he's got acres of space to run into here. Gets into the box, fires it across. Easy for Ben Chilwell to defend against in the end, though. Endo being chased down by Diaby. He's done a really good job of winning it back. He's got the pace to try and burst past Ginter here. Really nice stuff from the Frenchman. Full of confidence, full of beans after that goal. And he feeds it into Christopher Nkunku onto his left, who strikes. What a save. Sancho will take the resulting corner. And again, I'm trying to fire it into the near post. This time it's headed away by Mazraoui. Only out as far as Enzo Fernandez. Sancho will get a second bite at the cherry, though. And this time he plays it back into Enzo Fernandez, who goes all the way out wide to Ben Chilwell. That wasn't the pass I was initially planning to play. But eventually, though, we have managed to keep possession. And Enzo Fernandez picks it up again. Tries to wriggle away from several challenges. And he's going to try and feed it all the way back out wide to the right-hand side. Stretching the play here on the edge of the Liverpool box here. But we can't seem to break them down as we try and go in search of the second. Now Ben Chilwell on the left-hand side. Feeds it back in for Mr. Diaby. Really nice stuff. Diaby into Nicholas Jackson on a sub. Oh, and the goalkeeper with a big save. It's cleared away by the Liverpool defence. Only out as far as Diaby. And he's just straight offside. Liverpool have got just over 10 minutes here to try and see if they can get an equaliser, and they are going in search for it. It's Mo Salah down the right-hand side. Tries to get away from Caicedo. Does. Feeds it across. Looking for Gakpo. Back into Jones. Switches it onto his right. Tries to strike. Good block from Fofana. It's headed clear. Liverpool still have possession, though. The pressure has ramped up here. And Enzo Fernandez with a big block, but Liverpool still have it. It's Gakpo into Martinelli. Martinelli strikes. It's too powerful. And Diogo Costa cannot do enough about it. Well, it's the first real time this half that Liverpool have put any sort of pressure on my goal, and we have wilted just like that. It's so poor from my defence. It's been the story of this episode. We have been so poor. Diogo Costa, well, that man has been brilliant for us all season, but that was horrendous. Flapped at it. Klopp delighted. 1-1. Well, after we worked so hard to get ourselves into the lead, we're going to have to do it all over again here. But Martinelli pressing high on Reece James. Have our heads dropped. We have to stay strong. We have to try and see if we can get back into this game. It is 1-1. We are still in the game, to be fair, but we've got to try and see if we can find a winner. But of the two teams, it looks like it's going to be Liverpool who are. As the Zabotzai now to bring it forward. He's being chased down into Jones. Jones strikes. Big save. Well, it's amazing what one goal will do, because we are under the cosh here with just a minute plus stoppage time remaining. It's fired into the box to the head of Calabria. Enzo Fernandez. My word, that is calmness personified. Then Chilwell. Down the line into Caicedo. Surely this is going to be the last chance of the game. Nicholas Jackson now down the line. He's going to try and see if he can fashion an opportunity here. Cuts it back onto his right. Looking for a ball into Oyan Sansen. He turns. He finds Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho feeds it into Diaby. Diaby strikes off the post and in. Look at the celebrations. The Chelsea players and the fans go absolutely wild. I'm in there celebrating. We cannot quite believe it. In the dying seconds of stoppage time, we have done the unthinkable. And it is that man, Moussa Diaby, who's done it yet again. But the build-up play was nothing short of spectacular. The ball through into him was absolutely pitch perfect. And the finish from Diaby on his left foot against the post and in. He's been a sensational Chelsea signing. And my word, he's just gone and won us the FA Cup. Well, the referee blows the whistle for full time. The Chelsea fans go absolutely berserk. They fly their flags high in celebration here. The Chelsea players go crazy. The subs are running on the pitch. Everything is absolutely chaos here at Wembley. The Liverpool players cannot quite believe it. They did so well to get themselves back in the game, but we struck in the dying seconds of stoppage time here to win the FA Cup. Well, it's been a hard-fought season here, and one where we have stole defeat from the jaws of victory, but not today. Our captain, our leader, our legend, Reece James, will be the man to lift the FA Cup for Chelsea Football Club in a monumental day that sees the West London club once again clinch a major piece of silverware. It was a fabulous performance from all the Chelsea players and a fabulous way to end what has been a sensational career mode. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this series as much as I have, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.